Yes, the sunset, that will be coming up. The sun's still too high off there to my right, and I can't see anything if I look out that way. I'm glad I got your attention there, Jacqueline. So I had a lot of fun doing this afternoon, and I thought I would come on again here in the late afternoon, steal a few moments to scope from the top of the hill in Martinez, California. And greetings viewers from the future or in the future, and among whom I am one. That's Mount Diablo off there in the distance, and the sky is very hazy, as I showed earlier in the earlier scope today. And I'm not sure how much of that is extra smoke or is just, it is beautiful. And yeah, it's neat. I haven't been up there in a long time. Need to go up there again sometime. Some of this could just be, the regular smog. Traffic is not anything like it was pre-pandemic. Whoa, sorry, but we do have some traffic, more traffic now than we did in uh, April. The freeways, the roads were all empty. Oh, there's some of them raucous birds we got around here. And see if I can do there we are. There's the lovely view of the mountain from this angle. It's kind of neat. This is an easy scope to moderate, Jackie girl. This is wonderful. Maybe I'll do a series from the gazebo. There's the ridge, and I'm heading towards the sun. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring the sun into this or not. Hold on a second, because it's pretty bright. I think we'll wait. We're going to wait on that sun. What did she say? Scroll. There it is. Yes, the birds. The birds are amazing. These really loud blue jays, and then yes, they're really rambunctious. There's a bunch of them. They're a gang. Blue jays are a mixed blessing. There's the old plum tree. You see there, it's all in, but it didn't really produce any fruit this year. But we harvested the first bunch of pomegranates because Majid said that they were going to break the tree if we didn't. So there's one basket of pomegranates already in the pantry, and there will be a lot more to harvest, and we will be eating pomegranates well into next year because they keep really well, and they're really good. They're so delicious, and they're really good for you. A lot of C in them pomegranates. Oh, more comments. Here we go. Scroll up to see the comments. Oh, that was the birds. That was the most recent comment. So yeah, pomegranates are good. And last year's pomegranates, I think I finished those off in February. I had some pomegranates at home in San Francisco, and they kept real good, and they got kind of get a little more shriveled and stuff towards the end there. But what's this? Get these weird little instructions. Thank you for the hearts. I saw a whole bunch of hearts. I looked at my profile here on Periscope, and there was a whole bunch of hearts. And so I think that was really nice. Whoever gave me all those hearts, that was a very nice thing for them to do. So thanks for that. And I hear the big truck again crashing around. I think that's the last of the trucks, the recycling one. It came in 3 separate trucks and took away and emptied each of the trucks, each of the cans, by a mechanical thing that reaches out and grabs them and empties them into the respective truck. Now these guys, and apparently they will whine and not take away your stuff if you don't line it up properly outside there. But this is different than the guys in San Francisco who I used to see collecting the trash when I would be walking to work at 4:30 in the morning. Those guys had to stop their truck and get out at every building or every half block and go and use their pass key to get in there and haul those cans out over their shoulder and dump them into the truck. These guys, some hard-working, badass dudes. And they're worthy of respect because that's essential. To talk about essential work, hauling away that trash is very essential. So, and then one of the guys greeted me. I used to, they'd see me. I mean, I'd see the same uh, cast of characters. Pretty sure that mostly the same cops driving by, or whatever, when I would be walking to work down California Street. And so then one time I'm walking up the street. Oh, it was the uphill part of my walk of California Street between Larkin and the top of the hill at Jones. And so then the garbage truck that stopped there up the block ahead of me, and the guy gets out, and I've seen him a bunch of times, and he made the point of a greeting, and it was a Friday, and he said, TGIF. And I said, right on, man. He goes, we made it. I go, yeah. And then I went and I walked the rest of the way to work, sat behind my desk for 8 hours with a half-hour break. Hello. Macbeth 2. Goodbye. They didn't stay very long, but they checked in. and and oh, there was the lovely tweeting bird. It's not the same as the tweet bird up in the mountains, but it's like a cousin of it. There's somebody else. Hello, and hello again to the people who are watching this on a replay. And just a lovely view of Mount Diablo. It says sunset. We're going to get to that, but it's still kind of bright off there where the sun is still a ways above the ridge line. So I will keep this on the mountain a bit longer. And you can see some of the birds going by. We'll go back to the the landscape view. There's the house. Zoom in. If I'm adept enough. Yes. Look at that. I can do it. Let's see, where's the mountain now? I can't really see it. It disappears as I zoom in. Zoom out. Where is it? I'm gonna review your new comments here. Hold on a second. There we go. Well, hello. Hello to you. Let me see if I can zoom in again. Let's see here. Okay, there's the mountain. Oops. Okay, there's the mountain. Oh, now I'm getting the. So, okay, everybody. Trying not to be too abrupt in my changes of perspective and stuff like that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We're going to endeavor to, we're going to pan around. We're going to go from the house and pan around and into the sun at the ridge line. And we will see how that works for you. Oh, there it is. Whoa. Get the sun through the lattice work. There we go. We kind of angle it. You can still see something of the scenery. Yeah. Okay. All right. I kind of was early to title this Sunset. Still got a ways to go. But how will we pass the time? Still, it's a lovely view. Would you not agree? Trying to get back to this. There we are. Wonderful. What an amazing thing to be able to do. Yes, it is. I guess that's helped keep me on my rocker since March that I've been able to come out here. There's a comment from the Peanut Gallery. What's that light? There's a little bird. Various birds. There are many birds here. There are the little quail who about May and June were tiny little. They looked like little ping pong balls or golf balls with uh, little fur. And the ones that survived There's a lot of them did. There's about 50 or 60 of them, and they appear on the hillside so often. They make a lot of racket. There, we'll take another look there. We got the sun. There's the sun. There's somebody on their motorcycle. That's the Daniel. That's the Daniel driving fast sound effect. I did not advertise the cat in this scope because the cat is flaked out inside in his cat bed. I bet he'll be out all night prowling about. The moon is nearly full. And it's very interesting outside here at night for a cat. The other night I was sitting out on the, sitting out out back on the porch, and this big tree that's above the gazebo where I am now, something was in it and shrieking. I think it was a hawk, but it was like late at night. It sounded kind of like a hawk shrieking, but it wasn't an owl. I could hear the owls. We have owls around here. I could hear them hooing, but this was something that kept shrieking. And it was not at all upsetting to the cat, but unnerved me somewhat. Because, you know, it's that time of year, too. So it's that time of year when the boundaries between the worlds are at their thinnest. And it can be spooky, but it's also what we can learn from. And of course, we have the Days of the Dead immediately after Halloween. And we, of course, will remember our cherished ancestors. And I am here in this gazebo built by cherished ancestors. My father, Jono, and my brother, Daniel, built this. And then those big steps were built by their friend and our friend, Mike Holmes, who was a fellow in the neighborhood. He took a long time to build those and also bolster up the gazebo. And he did it. It was like a therapy for him, missing Daniel and Jono. And so sorry to have to say, but now Mike Holmes is an ancestor also. So I have a lot of ancestors that I love in my life. And I am here in the world. So there must be things for me to do. One of those things is to remember all the cherished ancestors that I know. I'm going to turn back to the portrait view here. Let's see if I missed anything. Thanks for your comments. Uh-oh. What did I do? There we are. Okay. Oh, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and read a poem or two. Let's see if I can figure out where to set this up. I've been watching other people do this, and so been watching other people do this, and there, hello. There's the sunlight on Roarshock's face. Let's see here. Who's here? And so we still have some people here. Good. And I get some more hearts. Thank you. I hope this is looking okay. And hello again, viewers in the future. I really like you a lot. So I found this book on the shelf here. It's a collection of Robert Frost's poems. But the bad part about it is that it has an introduction and commentary by Louis Untermeyer. And there's so much of that it's really difficult to find the Frost poem. But I really like Robert Frost's poetry a lot. So this is a good one this is a classic one that I love. Mending Wall. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen ground swell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on a stone. But they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs. The gaps, I mean. No one has seen them made or heard them made. But at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go to each the boulders that have fallen to each. And some are loaves and some are nearly balls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game. One on a side, it comes to little more. There where it is, we do not need the wall. He is all pine, and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines. I tell him, he only says, good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I built a wall, I'd ask to know, what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors. Is that a great poem or what? That one totally, uh, totally is great. Mm. That poem definitely deserves a few hearts. This book is not organized very well. I have other collections of Frost in San Francisco, but we have to make do. Let's see here. And the cool thing about doing a Periscope broadcast is you can go till you run out of steam, or you know, and if there's whether there's 100 people watching or nobody watching. Hey, that looks like something to read. Okay. All right. Hello again, viewers in the future. I'm darn glad to see you. Here's another Robert Frost poem, Once by the Pacific. The shattered water made a misty din. Great waves looked over others coming in and thought of doing something to the shore that water never did to land before. The clouds were low and hairy in the skies, like locks blown forward in the gleam of eyes. You could not tell, and yet it looked as if the shore was lucky in being backed by cliff. The cliff in being backed by continent. It looked as if a night of dark intent was coming, and not only a night, an age. Someone had better be prepared for rage. There would be more than ocean water broken before God's last, put out the light was spoken. Bong! That is heavy. And of course, Robert Frost is usually associated with New England. He was born in San Francisco. Oh, I do not like the way this book is put together. I am Louis Untermeyer. I am not impressed. Let's see here. Okay, we'll do. Let's do one more frost poem. Oh, the sun is beginning to dip low. We're going to catch that sunset so that this scope will be truth in advertising, which I don't always promise, but in this instance. So let's get one more frost poem in here. The Star Splitter. If I can read, it's hard to see. Okay, here we go. You know, Orion always comes up sideways, throwing a leg up over our fence of mountains. And rising on his hands, he looks in on me, busy outdoors by lantern light, with something I should have done by daylight. And indeed, after the ground is frozen, I should have done before it froze. And a gust flings a handful of waste leaves at my smoky lantern chimney. It makes fun of my way of doing things, or else fun of Orion's having caught me. Has a man, I should like to ask, no rights? These forces are obliged to pay respect to. So Brad McLaughlin mingled reckless talk of heavenly stars with hugger-mugger farming, till having failed at hugger-mugger farming, he burned his house down for the fire insurance and spent the proceeds on a telescope to satisfy a lifelong curiosity about our place among the infinities. What do you want with one of those blame things? I asked him well beforehand. Don't you get one? Don't call it blamed. There isn't anything more blameless in the sense of being less a weapon in our human fight, he said. I'll have one if I sell my farm to buy it. Oh, well, this is a great poem, I can tell. But it goes on a long time, and the sun is setting. So we'll return to that poem at some other time. So let's get the sunset. Come on, David. You can hold it up. You can hold the camera up long enough for the sun to set. There it goes. Yes, there goes the sun behind the Briones Hills. All right. That's fun. I enjoyed that very much. So, thank you. Oh, some squirrels dropping nuts on me. Good thing I have the roof of the gazebo. A lot of fun. I'm going to do it again real soon, and hopefully it came through okay. And thanks for everybody who listened to the poems. So long for now.